Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kirt Jacobs. I'm with MoxieTalk with Kirt Jacobs, and we're at the Bourbon and Beyond Festival with Larkin Poe. So how is it so far at Bourbon and Beyond?
Fantastic. We've had some bourbon. We have not been rained out. No one has been rained out. Everyone is in high spirits. It's fantastic.
So Rebecca and Megan, what drives you to excel in what you've done with Larkin and Poe?
You know, we were raised by really hardworking parents.
Okay.
And I think that we were taught to go for what you believe in, and if you're going to do something, don't half-ass it.
Sure,
Really
I like
care
it.
about what you do. And making music since we were little kids. I don't think that we ever anticipated at the outset that it was going to be our profession.
Sure.
But we feel so fortunate that our passion and our work has aligned at this point in our lives, you know. So it's easy to work really hard.
And we have a great passion for bringing roots music,
It's great.
continuing the story of roots music into the 21st century. So we love blues music and have
That's
great
awesome.
passion
And
for
plus
it.
making music together as sisters is really fun.
Yeah, that helps, having two of you doing it, traveling together and
Package
whatnot.
deal.
So how young were you when you realized this is your passion and like really connected with it?
We started touring when we were 15, 16.
Wow.
Our first gig.
It's been over a decade now.
Wow, that's awesome.
I don't know that there ever was a time when we really stopped and realized that we were professional musicians. It just happened.
You just kept moving forward, and one thing led to another.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we're in our late 20s.
So what drives you in your area of expertise?
I think going and seeing other musicians that are really amazing at the craft.
Okay.
I mean, getting to see somebody like Sheryl Crow or
Yeah.
Kev Mo perform.
Yeah.
Sure.
And they're just off the chain, and I think that is huge inspiration to continue our own journey.
That's great. So what's the best piece of advice ever given to either one of you? It can be personal, professional, it can be musical, it can be spiritual.
I would say the best piece of advice I feel like was given to us by Elvis Costello.
Oh, wow.
We were on tour with him. We've actually done many tours with him as his backup musicians.
That's great.
And we played him a piece of one of our records that we were getting ready to release. And we sat down at a table in catering in some godforsaken city. And he said, don't allow yourself to be put in a box. Don't allow your music to try and get shoved into a genre box. Just make the art that you want to make and don't worry about what to call it. And I think that from me has been
That's great.
like a really take it to heart moment. How about you?
I think I would say the best piece of advice would be given actually by our father to me, which was don't wish your life away. Don't wish you were somewhere else. Be in the moment
That
and
is
love what
great
you do.
advice, hard to do at
Hard
times.
to do,
Yes.
but in my worst moments, I think about that and try and just
That's
be
great.
appreciative of what I have.
That's great. Now, Larkin Poe is the name of your group.
Yeah.
And from my research of you two, you are descendants of Edgar Allan Poe. How far back does that go?
So our great-great-great-great-grandfather was Larkin Poe. That was his name, and he was a cousin of Edgar Allan.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
So
So
you
pretty
named the
distant.
band after him, in other words.
did.
That's
We did,
great.
yeah.
That
Making
is-
band names is hard.
Yeah, it is
and
hard.
so we just stole his name, and we're not sure how he would feel about having his great-great-great-grandkids running around with his name on a T-shirt, but you know.
So I was telling somebody when I was telling them who I was going to interview for Bourbon and Beyond, they go, "So who's Larkin and who's Poe?" I was
Ah,
like,
we always
"I don't
say
think that's how. I don't think that's how that's working."
Well,
That's
since
not
we
who it
are
is.
sisters, we wanted to take a family name.
Sure, no, it's great.
You know, we just like the sound of it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. So this is a foodie event, Bourbon and Beyond. If you could have dinner with anyone, living or deceased, who would it be and why? Now, it can be more than one person. It can be a historical figure. It can be a buffet, sit-down dinner.
Ooh.
You get your choice. No wrong answer.
I have to say, I think that the stage has to be Ryan's, Megan. we just a few weeks back, they're the Mammoth Caves here in Kentucky.
Yeah,
and
I
we
love those.
finally got to the Mammoth Caves, and we made a day that we ended up going to Ryan's as well because
Okay.
it's like the restaurant of our childhood.
It is. I'm not
All
going to
the
argue that.
family functions.
I think it would be
I've been
awesome
there.
to have like Sunday buffet lunch with Abraham Lincoln at Orion's. That would be my vote.
Now, the question is, do you go up and get the food for him or let him get it himself?
I think you let that man serve his plate
Yeah.
and see what he picks.
I like that. I like
Who
that.
would you have Ryan's Sunday lunch with?
Mark Twain.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
I think
Samuel
he is
Clemens.
a fascinating person. I would just love to meet him.
Uh-huh. I was actually going the obvious choice I thought would be Edgar Allan Poe because of the connection, but I'm sure you've heard that kind of thing before. But
there's too many to choose from.
There is too many. There is too many. So this next question I love to ask, and it's going to be interesting to see your answer. It's also a bourbon event, Bourbon and Beyond. So if you were creating your own brew, your own bourbon brand, what would you name it? And why, if you can do the why part?
Now I know that, so bourbon is made only in Kentucky, right?
Correct. Like 95% of it as of this interview.
So I would say, since we are from Georgia, like we're Georgia peaches.
There you go.
I would, and Georgia's state animal is a possum. So I think I think we should have the Poe Possum Bourbon.
PPB. I see a hashtag.
PPB.
I see a hashtag.
PPB.
Do you have another one? Do you have one in mind?
I like that. I like that idea. And you know, the possum gets so much negative press.
Sure.
It's time for it to have a little positivity.
The positive possum bourbon. No, just kidding. I like it. Now, this next question, we've done over 250 interviews. We do a much more formal sit-down studio type interview. Of course, we can't do that at Bourbon and Beyond. So we ask this question of all our guests. When the great day comes, how do you two want to be remembered? You know, God forbid you leave here today and it's your last day on earth. How do you want to be remembered by family, friends, colleagues? It's a meaty question, so take a moment.
I think the fact that we are able to share what we do together for our work as family, like the overlap of our lives as sisters has been complete. We've gone everywhere together. We make the majority of our life decisions together. And I think that is so important for us. I mean, growing up with a really tight-knit family.
Sure.
And being able to share this as sisters. I would say I would want to be remembered as, you know, someone who was able to keep your priorities in order.
It's great.
I mean, because we love our art and we love working, and we're both, I mean, granted, we're workaholics, like most definitely.
You'd
like,
have to be.
Constantly are on that little wheel just spinning away. But I would say it would be keeping priorities in line and putting family first.
I love that.
Yeah.
So do you have any words to add?
I'm going to throw you right under the bus and say I want to be remembered as a spectacular lap steel player.
Nice. I think that's a great note to end on.
Love you too, bro. Love you too.
Nice. Rebecca, Megan, thanks so much for being on Moxie Talk with Kirt Jacobs.
Thank you.
Larkin Poe, thanks for being with us. And we'll be back at Bourbon and Beyond, and we'll have more to come. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks, guys.